Who goes there? Who's there?
Tut, tut. Now, this just won't do. How's a lady supposed to work with all these interruptions?
Oh, 'tis you, Lady Wilhelmina.
Mm-hmm. Do excuse us. We thought to enjoy a little fresh air. Though we had hoped for slightly more privacy, if you catch my meaning.
Apologies, milady. But might I ask the name of your companion?
Are you sure it would be wise? Such knowledge has been known to cost a man his head.
Understood, milady. If anyone asks, I shall say I saw naught.
A narrow escape. You should count yourself lucky that he was so easily flustered. Is that all you have to say for yourself? 'Tis sweet of you to mind your manners, but such niceties won't get you far with me. Something tells me this shan't be the last I see of you. Perhaps you'll be good enough to repay me when next we meet. Off you go now. If you wish to speak further, 'twill have to wait.
When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten. In it now.
Lost track of time. This place is too comfortable.
Such quietude. Silence. Mind the predicament. Well then, son, how might I be of service?
This really is fun, Switch.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim. As a true, I know this sigil well. 'Tis the crest of the neighboring country of Batal, a land with which vermin has let me see. It reads, "True to our word, we pray make haste in securing Melv, that all might be made ready ere our plans are set in motion." A meager clue, to be certain. Though 'tis clear that the Queen Regent conspires with Batal. This does not bode well, though the political situation is stable at present. Much blood has been spilt between Vermund and its neighbor in the past. I fear such a partnership would only portend the drawing of more. At any rate, 'twould seem our search has led us to only more questions. Chief among them, what is meant by securing Melv and this Godsway? I will investigate these matters as best I can. In the interim, Your Majesty, should you only once we have gleaned a fragment of the Queen Regent's plot, and ere it slips my mind, pray, take this.
Phasus. Now there's a name to remember.
As a reward for Your Majesty's efforts, you have been invited to attend the coronation. 'Twould seem congratulations are in order. You will, of course, require raiment befitting of the occasion. I would ask that Your Majesty return.
Take their eyes off.
Captain will have my head if I see them.
plenty.
There is much we ought to tend to, or shall change once we have attended the coronation. If your majesty has any unfinished business to attend to, 'tis best you do so. Very well. The coronation is to take place on the morrow. We shall depart early in the morn, so your majesty would do well to get a good night's rest.
Master! Pray leave this place! Oh, my body, it refuses to obey me! There is a voice within my mind. It commands me, sways my very will!
Sways your will? Could it be that the gods sway? We must quit this place, your majesty. I fear our plans may fall to naught. Let us return to the tavern. We've been had. The false sovereign commanded the pawns at the coronation, proving his own powers arisen. According to Regent King Sven, the pretender was wearing some sort of lavish necklace at the time. I imagine this artifact is the godsway mentioned in that letter. Perchance 'tis a tool that grants power akin to that of the true arisen. 'Twould do much to explain the alas. Unless we find some way to unmake this godsway's power, proving your majesty's legitimacy shall be difficult indeed. Pray, allow me time to search for a way forward. I shall inform your majesty when I have prepared a plan of action.
Never could I have imagined such an outcome. What manner of artifact is this godsway? I suppose 'tis pointless to ponder. Let us await the results of Captain Brant's investigation.
Days like this make me glad to be alive.
Welcome.
Clean and tidy. What else needs doing?
Suppose I ought to move on.
There is much we ought to tend to. Regarding the matter of the godsway, I fear there is naught to be done, save for your majesty to venture to Batal, where you might uncover the false sovereign's secrets directly. The sigil upon that letter from some days past bore the crest of the Batali Palace. Surely there's aught to be found therein. Yet official dealings twixt Batal and Vermund are suspended. With such hindrances in mind, a few may pass through Batal's fortress, save Beastren merchants. With some coin, I was able to convince one such merchant to grant us that entry permit. It ought guaranteed passage through the border checkpoint. But alas, 'tis intended for a Beastren. You shall have to act the part. But as to how that should be done, I'm shamed to say I do not know. 'Twill depend upon your majesty's ingenuity.
So tired. I barely the vim to tie my boots.
All this
You the Arisen? I've been looking for you. Sven wants to meet with you. Says he'll be waiting in his quarters.
Just about anywhere.
This is my favourite place in all. Wish I could go. An adventure?
You the Arisen? Sven wants to meet with you. Says he'll be waiting in...
Oh, that took nary a moment. Now that we're here, what did you have in mind, Arisen?
So, after breaking free of the chains of slavery that once bound you to this land, you return of your own volition. This is good. I am relieved to see that you are fulfilling your charge. Now, 'twould be advantageous for you and your pawn to visit the Rockmouser's burrow. Methinks 'tis where you will find that which you seek.
What business have you here? Does that make you the Be at ease. I bear you no ill will. My name is Manella, and I have the honor of serving as a go-between twixt Her Majesty and the guard. Come, let me buy you a drink. We've much to discuss, and I don't fancy standing round all the while. Shall we? The people of Batal view pawns with great prejudice. They're even forbidden from setting foot in the capital. Her Majesty, Empress Nadinia, has long been troubled by this custom, but a practice so ancient isn't easily overturned. Many are unhappy about the existence of this tavern, even though it lies outside the capital, simply because 'twas... I know not what manner of person you are, but if you would aid me in my efforts to make the people of Batal more accessible, I would be glad to offer you a residence permit. 'Tis a bargain more than fair, for those who hold such permits may remain in Batal without having their activities questioned. What say? Glad I am to hear it. Take this, then. Simply show it to one of the sentries, and you'll be granted entry to the capital. Oh, and if you encounter any troubled Batali along the way, they are harsh in their persecution of the pawns, but were they to be aided by the targets of their ire, mayhap a few stubborn hearts would soften. A simple plan, I know, but 'tis the only one available, or so it seems to me. I bid you good fortune, Sir Arisen.
How might I be of service? Look at them. Careless fools.
Today?
All knowledge of this, God's way, stems from the Forbidden Magic Research Laboratory. However, you would do well to first travel to the Alta Batal coast and seek a man named. For as a researcher of this laboratory, he will doubtless be able to answer many of your questions.
in particular.
To be said.
I'm about ready to fall asleep on my feet.
Well met, Sir Arisen. Let us dispense with pleasantries and cut to the heart of the matter. I had some days ago, a fiend attacked Empress Nadinia during her supplications. Her Majesty was unharmed, but the would-be assassin fled, gifting me a wounded arm in the process. He may seek to strike again, yet I fear I am not fit to guard the Empress as I am. And so I turn to you, Sir Arisen. Will you catch this villain in my stead? My deepest thanks. Her Majesty will next begin her supplications in Flamebearer Palace. I would use this opportunity. Empress Nadinia's life is in your hands, Sir Arisen.
Wait for the new equipment to come in.
I only polished it this morning. In.
Well, this is no good. Can't let myself get distracted.
I'll admit, I did worry you'd forgotten me. Riding in an ox cart would be a welcome reprieve.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service? Hop on if you've paid. I'm about to depart.
I'll take any chance now you think on my
Some of it ain't basic, but I trade every day. I'm about ready to fall asleep on my feet.
Suppose I ought to leave.
Always another errand to see to. Empress Nadinia's life is in your hands, Sir Arisen.
I would appreciate. Your swift return, Master. A fell unease begins to gnaw at me when you are gone over long.
Got to make a list of the colours I'm running low on.
Well, this is no good. Can't let myself get distracted.
Empress Nadinia's life is in your...
So stiff after
The chance to put my feet up is as welcome as fine ale.
Days like this
Dear me.
acquitted myself well today.
Go on, have a look.
The sun's too bright for these poor eyes. It's too bloody early.
Well met, sir.
Only I
Fancy
might
a
get
gander?
work.
Fine.
You would gather materials here, Master. Can we really afford to carry more?
I must earn people's faith.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service?
All's changed at sea. I feel it in my bones.
Chance to put my feet up is as welcome as fine ale.
Lost track of time.
I meant
This place
fine.
is too comfortable.
We shall wait here till your business is done.
Empress Nadinia's life is in your hands.
Trade in there for gold in my pocket.
I must clear my mind of bugs. Might try my hand at a new trade.
When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
I'm about ready to fall asleep on my feet.
Somehow my feet always carry me.
Precious little time.
Precious little time.
I'll gladly stay a while.
Too early for dinner.
Lost track of time. This place is too comfortable.
Well, this is no good. Can't let myself get distracted.
If you must go off on your own, there's naught to be done. I only hope you'll return sooner rather than later.
Empress Nadinia's life is in your...
Got to make a list of the colours I'm running.
I'm barely scraping by.
Oh,
Mind yourself. Irreverent shot.
Empress Nadinia's life...
I'm about ready to fall asleep on my feet. Well, this is no good. Can't let myself get distracted.
See a look at my wares? The world's changing. Not sure how much longer I can keep the...
I have no issue falling asleep. Our adventure continues.
Fancy a look at my wares?
My stomach's growling.
So tired. I've barely the vim to time my
from experience.
I've got to focus. My shift's only just begun.
We shall await you here, Master. May our parting be brief.
And who?
Sir Arisen, you've come just in time. Sir Ermhild, 'tis my pleasure to present to you the good Arisen, come to aid us in apprehending the brigand who would threaten Her Majesty.
Well met. Your assistance is most welcome. Without our Empress to guide us, Batal has no future. Her Majesty cannot be allowed to come to harm.
Indeed. We are well glad of your aid. May it prove unnecessary. Ere Her Majesty's supplications begin, I shall give you a description of our target. We would, however, prefer that this affair be kept quiet. Be not reckless in your decision, lest you apprehend the innocent. Empress Nadinia shall commence her prayers any moment now. I would ask that you safeguard her with your life, should it come.
O lambent flame, we offer thee these words of prayer on behalf of our...
Allowed anywhere.
I'm dead on my feet, but I've much to do yet.
Too tired?
Who are ye supposed to be? Fie. Are they onto me? Ah, sod it!
Apprehend him at once. That man there is the assassin. Nicely done, Sir Arisen. Let us inform Sir Ermhild of what has transpired.
Oh, Your Majesty. Full glad am I to see you unharmed.
The brigand has been captured. The chaos of the past few days ought to be behind us now. We owe this outcome to you, Sir Arisen. You cannot know the depth of my gratitude.
Ah, yes, of course. Batal is in your debt, Sir Arisen. The same is true of you, Sir Manella. Your efforts were most admirable, considering your wound. Now that a measure of peace is returned to us, however, you ought to devote yourself to convalescence for a time. You may. The curative hot springs on Volcanic Island are said to be wondrous for healing. Go there to recuperate.
Very well, my lady. I shall leave presently, and return when I am fully recovered.
Grateful are we for your most valiant efforts, Sir Arisen.
I'm proud to carry out my duty, and we respect them for it.
Tis high time I began.
Gold for us are assigned.
Our research.
Would that I knew more of this world's strategy.
decent sleep. Slim pickings of late.
Still no luck.
What should I get up to?
Surely I'm overdue a day off.
May hustle by myself. Sword next play.
Still a while to go before we should
That's acting up today.
Try my hand at a new trade.
I shall be your shadow.
Always another errand to see to.
I left a fair number of walking about town.
Come to think of it, the pain I experienced at the coronation was beyond imagining. To think there would be a technique to puppet us pawns. How vast the sea is! And before I forget, by my eye, you lack surety in your step. Not to worry, you'll find your feet in time, I'm sure. Take that!
I've a pressing duty.
Not of a mind to fight today, Arisen.
naught of import. Pray hold your tongue.
Who are you? I'm searching for blue crystals. Find any, and I'll pay you handsomely. The bigger they are, the higher.
Careful! Gore harpies are about!
Well, have you found any blue crystal shards? Is that all? Tiny fragments still. I expect I'll find a use for them. Here, take your coin and be gone. 'Tis a god's sway. Well, to be precise, the crystal. By refining such crystals, anyone can attain the power of the Arisen. The power to However, small fragments are meaningless. They cannot contend with the Arisen's power, you see. Speaking of which, should you find any large fragments, bring them to me, won't you? Though that might be it is possible larger shards may have been mistaken for jewels and carried off by scavengers or collectors, or mayhap one such as the Oracle or the Dragon Forged would be able to aid you in locating them. I can tell.
I'll harvest what I can, should it please you.
Tis possible. Mayhap one such as the Oracle.
The Arisen comes. Is this meeting also by the dragon's design? So long as ye retain your will, you'll find you're bound to it, and it to ye. The Godsway. Forgive me, but I've ne'er heard of such a thing. However, some years past, a sorcerer of Batal came to me seeking knowledge of the dragon, just as ye have. Faces, sir, I believed he called himself. It appeared his intent was to alter the will of the world through mortal means. Perhaps there is some connection. The substance of which ye speak is formed of crystallized droplets of dragon blood. Worm's life crystals can be obtained not only from the true red dragon, but from lower drakes as well. They retain a measure of draconic power, and when used correctly, will bestow upon ye power. Then go. But visit me again since times of eld. Dragon. Remember, draconic blood flows through the veins of lesser drakes as well. Bring me what ye reap, and I shall harness it to your benefit. Then I bid ye farewell.
Nothing caught.
You're a welcome sight, Arisen. As ever.
Only those who seek my guidance shall find. The Arisen comes. Is this meeting also by the dragon's design? 'Tis for ye to determine what that bond constitutes, be it a hapless fate or a curious boon. Ye need not seek the Aye. May still. I suppose I can tell after all. Now, so it stands to reason that a mockery of one, perhaps, but not the the godsway. However, some years past, a sorcerer. It appeared his intent was to alter the will of the world through mortal means. The Arisen is a transcendent being. Thus, when the dragon is made, the cycle is doomed to continue till the dragon is felled. For that is what the will of this world. The dragon is the embodiment of destruction. Understand this. It is a being of our, as are ye. Now that I am the husk of he who was once Arisen. Thus, Such is the world's will. I'd then go. Since times of El, remember, draconic blood flows through the veins of lesser drakes as well. Bring me what ye reap, and I shall harness it to your benefit. Then I bid ye farewell. Can this arisen rise again?
Pray, slow your feet. You run too fast for the likes of me.
Do let me know if you're in need of...
Do be quick, I fear.
Structure in the wall, I'm convinced there's altered its base. Neither could be that whatever's done is the source of all these...
Phantasms draw near! Let us see what you're made of!
Tis possible larger shark. Mayhap one such as the Oracle.
I could look upon this sky for all eternity, if 'twasn't for the crick in my neck. Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts. to a tipple before bed.
First oil my equipment.
Mayhap we'll have some fish for today's supper.
Wait for the new equipment's coming.
The world's changing. Not sure how much longer I can keep the inn open.
Getting proper rest is an important duty in its own. I've a feeling fortune shall favor us this day.